Welcome back to Game Geeks. I'm your host, Kurt Weigel. Today's episode, Serenity, the role-playing game. This is a game based on the film Serenity, which was based on a failed TV series called Firefly, which is basically a space western. Now, a lot of series over the years, Star Trek, Farscape, have claimed to be space westerns. Folks, this is really it. You've got horses and spaceships and six guns. There's very little what we consider high technology, aside from the fact that you're flying around in outer space. It really gives science fiction a gritty feel. Joss Whedon himself once described this as the sort of people that the Enterprise would just zip right on by and not pay any attention to. Nothing is shiny or fancy in this game. Everything is very gritty. Here, I love that feeling. It's a feeling in sci-fi you haven't gotten really since Traveler. The thing about this game that is neat, and I like, is it uses what they call the Cortex system, which you have a die for both your attribute and your skill. That introduces a certain level of randomness to the game that you don't normally see and you can be uncomfortable with. But once you play through it the first 5 or 6 times, you're going to see that it really still works very nicely. You've got your attributes, which look pretty similar to most attributes you normally see. You have your skills, both of which are die codes. Then you have your basically your advantages and your disadvantages. These really help you out a lot. These give you a lot in terms of what you can do. Most of the advantages slide you up and down the scale. They don't actually add a hard number. They change the die that you roll, both positive and negative, for your assets and your quirks. The game itself, I really like it. It was a limited run game. There is this core book, there's an adventure book called Out in the Black, and then there is the GM screen. Honestly, Serenity itself and Firefly was a different take on sci-fi. This system is a different take on how to do a role-playing game. I really like it, like I said. It works well if it does provide you with a broader range of randomness than you're used to. It has a fairly short learning curve. If you're used to more straightforward mechanics where you don't roll 2 dice like you see in D20, like you see in Unisystem or other compatible games, this is going to take you a brief time to get used to. It took my group about a day, about a full evening to get used to what to do, and after that they were rolling right along. The wound system is also interesting in that you have 2 types of wounds, full wounds and stun, so that's how 2 people can pummel each other in a bar fight for a while and stay up, but once the guns come out, it gets really deadly really quick. I think it's an exciting game. I was kind of harsh on it at first. The more we played it, though, the more we liked it. This same company now has the rights to a Battlestar Galactica role-playing game, which is due out sometime in 2007, the TV series Supernatural, and Demon Hunters, which is sort of the comedy, horror, action by Dead Gentleman Productions. Go out there, find it. It's well worth watching. Free plug for you there. This is a game worth getting if you want a different point of view on science fiction. It works. I like it. So, if you have any questions or comments, please feel free to contact us at knweagle@yahoo.com. For Game Geeks, I'm your host, Kurt Weigel. Good night and good gaming.